I feel like I did pretty good. Me and Jamie were definitely just working together very well. Every time we stepped up to a lie, we both knew what disc to throw.
I have mixed feelings. At first it felt like nothing was going my way, and my game felt like a struggle. But on the back nine, I apparently found something that clicked and went 6 under, so that really helped me.
I knew I was throwing the disc really well. I was really happy off the tee. Putting was kind of not really what I was looking for, but with it being so windy, I'm sure that's going to be a common story out here.
I don't know, I just feel like a connection here at this course. This feels like home. So while I was out there, I wasn't really nervous about my shots or nothing. I was just kind of humble and happy to be out here.
I'm hoping to make a few more putts, but really everything off the tee, I'd keep it pretty much the same. I may staple up in a couple spots where the headwind kind of got the better of me, but not a whole lot that I want to change.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be looking to follow my game plan. I mean, bogeys happen, birdies happen, so I just try to accept whatever comes my way. Other than that, there's nothing like different. I just try to attack the course and see what happens.
Hello and welcome to round 2 of the Music City Open presented by Lone Star Disc. It's stop number 4 out of 15 for the Disc Golf Pro Tour Elite Series. I'm Erika Stinchcomb and joining me today is
Allie Smith.
All right, got a new voice, not just me and Mad honking at you all the time. Allie Smith joining us for the honky tonk. Welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
We'll be calling the shots. Mad's just taking a break. She's got some family in town. No one panic. No one comment horrible things. She's fine.
Unless you love me.
Yep. Kristin Tattar, 6 down on the back. She's 22% parked yesterday, birdied 39% of the holes. That's just crazy.
Lighten it up.
Holyn Handley also birdieing a ton. She said she didn't make putts, but it seemed like she made some circle twos at least. Excited to see her. We saw her 2 weeks ago, I guess, at Austin.
We got Macie Velediaz. She's scrambling like crazy out there. Her circle 1 putting is awesome, 80%. And she's hitting C1 in regulation 33% of the time. She's excited to be out here in Tennessee, like home for her.
Yeah, Macie, always fun to watch. Sarah Gilpin, an excellent putter, obviously. Staying on the fairway, hitting some circle twos. She's one we don't get to see all the time on feature cards. Very talented, should be a good watch.
We've got hole 1 here. It's a par 4. You've got OB on the left. You got to cross this first little creek. You're looking to land about right here. Before you've got kind of a straight shot or maybe a forehand, still avoiding the left side OB. Hoping to land a little bit further than this for your birdie opportunity, but chipping up to get a par and getting out of there. It's got a guarded green a little bit, about circle's edge.
This is where the power sidearm on the second shot is an absolute weapon. We are going to see probably Kristin and Macie, and Holyn all have that forehand shot where a lot of women are going turnover, which is just a little bit harder to get there.
Yeah, it really is that forehand, or the forehand is definitely the go-to on that second shot, trying to avoid the out of bounds on the left. Got Holyn Handley up. She's going to probably throw a backhand through gap in the middle.
Do you think there's any advantage to being right or left on this one off the tee?
It depends on what you want to shoot on your second shot.
Yeah, that's true. I like where Holyn landed a little bit over where Kristin landed, just my personal preference. I also personally prefer to throw as far as them, but I usually land a little shorter.
Distance definitely helps out for that second shot, and if you're going to have a birdie look, you're a little shorter, you've got to just pitch up and be okay with that par. Last on the tee, we've got Sarah Gilpin. She shot great round 1 at even in those conditions.
Yeah, she was done early too and just got to kind of sit back and watch the scores roll in and end up on lead card. Not too bad. She's a Dynamic Discs sponsored player, and that was a great shot.
And here's where we're seeing that option of a forehand or a backhand. Looks like Sarah's going to go to the forehand. Just trying to avoid OB with a fade to the right.
I don't think she's getting too aggressive here. That's an escape. She's just trying to land nicely and have that little pitch up like you mentioned, Allie. She's in the mud, though. You want to talk a little bit about how muddy it was out there?
There's a lot of mud. A lot of mud on all the holes. You'll see where the mud's the most, where the disc land the most.
Yeah, definitely. Macie getting almost a circle 2. We did see her pretty much park it yesterday. It is just so hard to throw full powered shots, though, when you're dealing with so much ground saturation. And that's not a very common mistake from Kristin, early out of her hand, caught up in a terrible spot.
That could just be that mud and really not trusting your footing to get full power. We see Holyn unleashing.
Yeah, you want to talk about full power, baby?
Full trust.
Oh my gosh, did she go deep almost? That's crazy.
Deep, I think, into the circle, though.
Yeah, that was her Z Raptor.
And from her forehand, she's going to pitch up and look to putt for par. Should be a tap in there.
Yeah, nice easy start for Sarah there.
We've got Kristin trying to work. There's
just nothing. It's a wall.
It's really nothing. I think she tried to pitch out.
Oh.
Kristin still.
She couldn't even pitch out all the way. That's terrible. This is still hard. Oh. The old double pitch out. Boy, talk about taking your medicine. That's hard to do that twice in a row and not try to, pull out a hero shot.
Out of which Kristin can do, but...
Rough start here for Kristin. Ooh. In an uncharacteristic mistake, Macie's pretty dialed on the forehand chip shot, but nails that tree and is going forehand putt outside the circle.
She'll lay that one up. She wants that one back. She's got another try at it tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, look at Holyn too. These ladies finding some rough spots. Holyn pitches up to, maybe 18 feet or so.
We've got Kristin. Oh, just chains out left side.
Wow, starting with a triple is so uncharacteristic for Kristin.
I'm curious to know if that's when the last time that maybe has happened for her.
I know, it feels like never. I'm sure she'll bounce back. Holyn taking a great par. Sarah taking a really easy par. That was well played. I like that she stuck to her game plan, didn't get super aggressive.
That's the way to do it out here.
Yeah, Macie with a bogey. So it's kind of misty, pretty cold, and the rain will come later, so look forward to that.
Yeah, a lot of fun playing in that.
Yeah, it's fun. And just like that, Holyn Handley, solo leader. Kristin still in second. Lots more golf. Hole 2, I really like this one. There's an OB line on the left side and the right. The left comes a little bit more into play. You usually throw a backhand hyzer and try to land on the right side to open up this second tunnel shot, which is a dead straight, often, 225 foot, maybe 250 depending on where you land. You kind of want to push the right side OB on the drive to land in the ideal zone. Yesterday, it was a left to right crosswind that kind of pushed the discs out of bound. Today, not too much wind. It wasn't too bad.
Got Holyn throwing a backhand off the tee. It's leaking left and unfortunately finds that out of bounds. I believe on this hole we get 2 meters.
Yeah.
You're getting 2 meters off the out of bounds.
Several of the holes are like that. I think it's 2, 6,
14.
I don't really remember the reason, but it's happening.
Right.
Where Holyn landed, it's going to be, I would say, almost impossible to save the par. Sarah lands in the ideal spot.
Macie is going to go with my preferred shot, the forehand on this tee.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's 2 sides of out of bounds, but it seems a little bit easier to trust it to fade in right into that landing zone.
Yeah, you definitely need that kind of extra power to get far enough, though, to make the forehand make sense, I think, to attack for birdie anyway.
Right. And when you're Kristin Tattar, you do have that extra power on the
Yep.
forehand.
Must be nice. Kristin with a rive there. Macie also with a rive. Let's see who is farther. Oh, just a little reminder. We got our Honky Tonk apparel. It's just a pre-sale through Monday, so check it out at JomezPro.com. We got a couple t-shirts and a couple sweatshirts. So thanks for your support. We're thrilled with the design and just happy to be here.
Yeah, gotta go get one of those. I'm gonna check that out. Pre-sale Monday, you said?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah. Sarah turned hers over into the rough on the right, but lands in the center and will be just fine.
This shot is so tough.
It's really tough. Did you play here last year, Allie?
I did.
They moved this one back, like 60 feet?
Right.
It's much more difficult
It
now.
is.
Ooh, Macie going
Yeah,
skip
skip.
shot. And it's fine.
It's fine. Yeah. Right in the fairway. And Holyn now from her, she should be throwing 3.
Yep. And this angle is really tough. You kind of have, oh gosh, that was so early. I was going to say you kind of have to push the trees deep on the right side to get a look at the pin. That was really, really early, and Holyn not in a good spot on her 4th.
It did stay in bounds,
That's
though.
true. You're right. Optimism.
Got a touchy. Oh, look at that forehand.
So pretty.
Caught up by the trees.
Just a bit. I think that's my favorite shot in disc golf. Like the escape panning, forehand out nice and wide. It's just so satisfying to watch it.
It really is. Get to watch it twice?
Yeah, this shot.
Wow.
Go in.
Ooh.
Beautiful recovery from Kristin on her 3rd shot. Let's see if Macie can dial in the forehand after that misfire on hole 1.
Skip off the rock and right inside the bullseye.
Yeah, that's what we're used to seeing.
So Gilpin right in the middle of the fairway.
What do you think? Giving it a little run?
I think so.
She looked like she was eyeing it up, but gets caught up and has a tester putt now for par.
After round 1, Holyn was talking about her putting. It wasn't up to her par, perhaps. So let's see how she...
That's a big one. Look at that power, though. Oh, man. She gets so much spin on the discs. Really powerful putter. Great effort. Sarah's also a good putter. Nice and clean. Great par save.
Back-to-back pars for Sarah. Just playing the game plan.
Macie back on track with a par there. Macie was bogey-free yesterday, I think through 15? It was through a lot of holes. And then just got she got like 3 bogeys in a row at the end, but she's no stranger to scoring well out here.
I'm a little early on that.
Yeah, Kristin got the par there, and look at that. In 2 holes, 2 swaps of the leader.
I think we're going to be seeing that all day today.
Seems like it. It's definitely tight in the top, 10 even.
Hole 3, the new one. We've got the whole thing is surrounded by out of bounds. You're really trying to hit this gap and maybe up near the landing zone to the right. Maybe a little soft forehand. Anything you can get kind of straight through the gap. Give yourself a look.
Yeah, this one's kind of tricky. They left one tree that I swear is the line. They were like, this is where you should throw it. Let's make it really hard. I haven't seen this play, but Sarah just chipping a forehand and giving herself a circle 2 look is very smart.
That's the look. I think that's the safest, is just something straight that maybe finishes a little to the right. Again, it's leaving you C2.
Macie too. I think often you see a mid-range or even a fairway driver turnover shot, which is what we saw yesterday. It's interesting to see this many forehands.
3 for 3 on forehands so far.
Kristin needs to fix her pocket. It's driving me crazy. Pretty good shot.
Should be pretty fine for the up and down par. And Handley looks like the lone backhand for us on hole 3. Show us how it's done.
So this hole played the 6th most difficult. Ooh!
Oh, and she did show us how it's done.
Not too difficult for Holyn. Wow, that was fantastic.
She puts it. Holyn puts it inside the circle.
That was her Z zone. Wow, Macie with another beautiful panning turnover shot. What a great out.
Hole 3 here is playing the 6th most difficult for us, the FPO. It's playing a whole half stroke over par.
Which is crazy for an under 300-foot hole, but Kristin showing us a little bit of the difficulty here. If you get off the fairway, it's hard to recover.
It has its teeth.
Sarah Gilpin with a long look. Looks like 3 pars in a row. Par's great out here.
Par is great.
I feel like if you can just get pars, maybe a couple bogeys are fine. Ooh, Kristin with a good run. And then, you know, cash on a couple birdies, like that's a stellar round.
I definitely agree with you.
I think I just described disc golf, but
Yeah, the sport.
Holyn splashes out for the bird.
She wants that one back after that awesome drive.
Only 6% of the field birdied it, which is only 3 people today.
3 people today. Wow. I think we had just 2 on round 1. So
Yeah.
got one more.
It's tough. I think it's a couple trees away from being, I think, a really good hole. Kristin with the bogey, Holyn with the par after that missed birdie putt, Sarah with 3 pars in a row.
And we should have Macie putting in her par.
That was a fantastic scramble.
Scrambling. If you've got, she's got a good forehand. That definitely helped her scramble out there.
Definitely. Man, look at this. Tie for first, tie for first, tie for first, tie for first.
Kyle Klein stepping up for the birdie on 18.
Your Open champion, Gannon Burr.
Another record-setting weekend on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. Back-to-back weeks. Winner coming from the chase card. Pretty special stuff. Gannon Burr, Kyle Klein, 2 young superstars on tour, showing you how to get it done.
Hole 4 is our first par 5 of the day, 814 feet. You are trying to throw kind of to the left side of the fairway, and then there's one of 2 gaps. We just threw through the right gap. That's where you're throwing on your second shot, and trying to leave it out to the right to then open up your third shot. At 814 feet, everyone in the field can birdie this one. It's just all about these landing zones. You can see it's a little bit tougher on the tee. Second shot, as long as you're not tight left, you're gonna have a look at birdie. The elevated pin on the side hill can make the putting a bit difficult. Allie, do you like the kind of turnover here, or do you like the safe left play?
The straight shot seems to be the best for me. In the footing, you can kind of see it's muddy out there. We want to avoid the OB to the right, so definitely more to the left.
Yeah, I think that's the kind of the classic mistake. What Sarah just did is you try to bite off that extra distance and throw a turnover, and then all of a sudden you're OB on that right side, which I totally talked about in the flyover, that it's there.
Right about there where Macie's landing is kind of an ideal. Up to the left or down to the right, it's kind of dealer's choice.
Yeah, Macie in a great spot for sure.
Holyn is unleashing one.
Yeah.
She may even get to go through the left gap.
That was huge. ESP force. I love the height that Holyn puts under her discs. She really just lets them fly. Has great angle control.
Committed to that.
But, you know, like Kristin's low line drive, I think, is what we think of as typical for disc golf. And we're starting to see more and more players kind of take to the skies on those high lines. It's been really cool to watch. So Sarah backed up from the OB quite a ways. You're allowed to go back as far as you want in line with the basket, of course. And she lays up short of the gap. I'm not sure if she's going to have a clean look on her fourth shot.
It's going to be tough there.
Macie putting a towel down in this mud, still kind of slipping. That's a solid shot, though.
Right, yeah. It's like that's the ideal landing zone, but everyone's landing there. So,
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard.
Right. We're all just too good.
As Erika mentioned earlier, this is playing as a 16th difficult, so pretty easy for us here. It's almost under 5 for us playing, so most of the field trying to get a birdie out here. The average is 4.88.
Yeah, nice. This one, par is kind of like, it's fine, but there aren't many, I wouldn't even call this an easy birdie, but there aren't many birdies that have this open of shots. A lot of the ones you have to get are very technical. This one's only kind of technical.
It rewards the power.
That's
thrower.
true. Yeah. Sarah's fourth. She hangs it out wide right, which is just fine. She should have a pretty straight look at the basket. 200 feet maybe.
Right. She
Something
should be
like
able
that.
to see the basket as well. Compared to last year, you weren't able to.
Yeah, that's true. It used to be a lot farther down the hill. It was much harder.
And Holyn is able to take this left gap.
This is huge.
This is crushed.
Gosh, I can't wait to see how close to pin high she is with that one. Probably not that close, but she's got to be within 150 feet easy.
I was curious if anybody was having eagle bids on this.
I feel like that'd be so hard just because of where you have to land off the tee.
Maybe in better conditions.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Great upshot from Sarah. Puts it to about 20 feet. Looking at that bogey save.
Looks like just a mid-range from Macie. Oh, and it's gonna right inside the bullseye there.
Yeah, that
Great
was
shot
awesome.
by Macie. Just a standstill throw from Kristin Tattar.
Inside the circle as well.
Birdie putt.
3 of our lead card ladies really making easy work of this one. Look how close Holyn is. Isn't that nuts? Wow.
She's definitely pin high and just a pretty.
Pin high almost on an 814-foot hole. Crazy.
Sarah trying to save a bogey here. Just inside the circle. Oh, putt just a little low. Her putting was on for those first 3 holes.
Yeah, elevated pins definitely add that extra level of stress. Especially, I don't know if you think about the hillside, but you just think about the repercussions a little more if you miss an elevated putt.
Yep.
Kristin, first birdie of the round. Beautiful.
Holyn will follow that up with a birdie as well. Unfortunate double bogey by Sarah from that out of bounds drive.
Yeah, first error from Sarah, though. Macie getting that birdie. Look at this towel action close up.
Still see it slide. Wow.
Mm-hmm. 3-way tie at the top now. Kristin, Holyn, Macie. Sarah in a tie for 4th. Missy Gannon's under par so far.
Hole 5. We've got a par 4. We're going to go out the gap straight. I do not believe there's any OB. You're looking to land. You got about 3 landing zones here. We're going to go through the middle one. And now you'll see the OB on our left. Looking to chip up to this area. You see the landing zone. There's an aggressive landing zone.
Oh,
I don't
man.
know if
I think that's for MPO.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be. We're looking to land on the other side of the creek. Forehand approach. Hopefully a putt for birdie.
Yeah, I think the biggest mistake on this one's landing short and pinched right, and not lining yourself up with the gap. I think this one's such a hard birdie to get, personally.
Very tough. Last year I think
so
it
much shorter.
Scored a lot easier.
It was like 150 feet short.
Mm-hmm.
We see Macie line up kind of a smaller right side gap. I think she's gonna have a pretty clean look at it.
Holyn looks like she's throwing something dead straight. That went all. Woo! Look at that spin.
Yeah.
That's a cool die.
I actually like it over there, just throwing straight, because it kind of gives you a choice of which gap to take, and you could do sidearm or backhand from there.
You're not limited. Kristin's gonna definitely have to make a choice here.
Yeah, that was a good forehand with her grace, though. It's Yeah, it's probably a backhand turnover from there. Maybe a sidearm.
And Sarah Gilpin throwing a nice forehand. Some ground play, which was hard to get with the ground conditions. She should be in that second gap. Yeah.
Yeah. So last year I took this gap, but this year I'm trying to get to the farther one. This one's just a little narrower. And yeah, it can be tough to hit.
I completely agree. And I think it's the distance to get to that second gap isn't, I think we all can do
It's
that.
accessible to us all.
Accessible, that's the word, yes.
Holyn turned that forehand way over.
Hands on her head.
I'm not sure if that ended up OB or what. What is this? Macie taking to the skies, just making sure she gets across. That was pretty short, though. Interesting.
Yeah.
She's in position for par, though.
Right. Should be no problem up and down. Oh, well, Kristin's just right through the gap. Maybe my perspective was bad.
Ooh. Wow.
Okay. Wow, that's a step or two outside of the circle. That's great.
Yeah.
Looking at a birdie.
Kristin looking at another birdie. Sarah's third here. Forehand to me is so scary on this final approach shot because the OB wraps pretty tight on that right side. You can see Sarah's flirting with it, but that was a fantastic shot.
And I believe the wind was a little headwind.
Just a bit on this shot, yeah. Huh. What? Holland's shot must have cut rolled. That's the only way it could have gotten way over there.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. I don't know how she ended up there, but her third shot is great.
Right. Right under the basket. Tap in par.
Macie pitches up really nicely as well for her par. Kristin for what I think is going to be a pretty rare birdie all weekend long.
Yeah, hole 5 here is averaging 4.4
Yeah.
strokes. So definitely way over par. 7th most difficult for us.
I feel like for every change they made, like the last hole, to shorten it up and make it more gettable, they did a change like this, where it's like, well, this one's nearly impossible to birdie, and it kind of evened out the course. But I like most of the changes.
I agree. I think we're going to see that on the next hole as well. Kind of a stretched out.
Ooh, Macie left side.
Sneaks it in for par. Holyn will finish for par as well. Oh, we see our first umbrella. Unless I just didn't see that until now. But
I didn't see it till now either.
the rain must be beginning.
Looming.
It's a cool shot right off the top.
Yeah. Still knotted up, one down at the top. Yeah, one down so far is the best round of the day. It's tough out there, people. Hole 6 is another par 5, 849 feet uphill. You want to get as far left into this corner right before this ditch as you can, which is easier said than done. There's OB on this right side that's really punishing. The left side, there's OB on the other side of that forest. All of that junk is casual. Your second shot, you're just trying to land it in the middle, and then your third shot, yeah, here we go. So you can see that second landing zone is probably a little farther than most ladies are getting. We're probably landing a little short of that and then trying to pitch up a third shot. This has to be an amazing feeling birdie. Like, if you do not land in a perfect spot on the first shot like this, there's no great way to get there for a birdie.
Nope.
And that was a fine shot, too.
Right, inbounds. I mean, even this tee shot, like you said, it's uphill. You have to power something to really get into that opening on the left about by the creek.
Yeah, you really have to push that OB corner, I think, is the spot to land. Holyn with a great shot as well. We'll see if she's able to attack.
Oh, this looks like a great shot. Should be in position.
Yep.
A little more up to the left, like you were saying, pushing towards that OB. Definitely opens that second shot up.
I would say that if you don't have the elite distance, that this little corner can get in your head a little bit. And you do see some ladies land short, like Sarah. I did not know that was going to happen, but I think it just shows the advantage of the distance. Like, a lot of us kind of in the mid-level area are thinking about just trying to beat this corner. And it just shows kind of the power that Macie, Holyn, and Kristin have.
And she puts up a good, and Sarah puts up a good forehand, but still it's going to be out of position and a tough third shot.
I mean, she's looking at bogey at best. Macie takes to the skies with a forehand. Not exactly sure where that ended up.
And Macie was a little pinched there, so
Yeah.
she had to make something work.
Kristin, actually she's in a great spot. And that's looking pretty. Nice.
That was a wonderful shot by
Yeah.
Kristin.
That's as good as you can do it for sure.
Let's see if Holyn can match that. Looks like good turn. Is it going to fade
Maybe too
out?
much turn.
I think so.
And the brutal part about that right side OB is you can see how it kind of like snakes in and out. It's hard to get totally clear of it to attack the basket.
What Macie just did is kind of, I think, the play, playing for par, of getting to that opening and throwing a backhand fading shot.
Sarah throwing 4 with her OB stroke. Really nice.
Really nice. Really making it work from her position off the tee. That's great.
She's literally doing as good as she can possibly do after where her drive landed. Holyn throwing 4 with her OB stroke. Definitely attacking here.
Holyn needs to be careful. There is OB left and right.
Wow.
No problem.
So good. I was just saying how hard it was to get clear of that right side, and she just threw up and over everything. That was awesome. Kristin's third, going forehand, and bullseye. Hits the koozie, parked for birdie.
I'm
so good.
I'm flabbergasted, lost for words.
I mean, that's exactly how you draw it up in your mind, but it's pretty hard to do in execution in real life.
Hole 6 is our fourth most difficult, playing .68 over par.
Wow.
Like, handful of birdies, 5 birdies. Kudos to you, ladies. That's awesome.
Macie lays up her 4th shot to about 16 feet or so. Sarah with about a 25-footer for her bogey. Nice.
Cash.
Her putt's so clean.
That was kind of her distance. Sarah's distance so far today is at
Yeah.
25 foot and spin dead center each time.
Those are the stressful ones, at least for me.
I agree.
Holyn in for par.
Great par.
Par with an
the
OB.
OB stroke.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
And in for par for Macie.
Macie's putts look a little bit timid, but they're going in.
Macie saying something to Kristin.
Wow, what a birdie.
Drop in. Don't bang your head. Birdie.
Oh, Macie got Kristin to laugh at something.
I think Kristin gained a stroke there. Yep, with the birdie. Hole 7. This is a new hole for us. It is lined with OB. You're straight downhill. You've got a hay fields on your left and your right. Really trying to throw something over stable. It's going to land you down near the basket.
Yeah, yesterday we had a headwind, and in practice we had a tailwind. So yesterday I feel like we couldn't really get there. Today, I'm trying to remember. It wasn't a terrible wind, but I'm trying to remember exactly what it was.
It wasn't a terrible wind.
You could get there is the point I'm trying to get to.
Right.
Kristin fades a little early. She's in circle 2, probably mildly obstructed.
You can tell that the rain, the precipitation has started to pick up. It looks like we're almost playing in a cloud.
It is happening. Yeah, it's very misty, and it's going to turn into real rain shortly. Macie lands maybe just the edge of circle 2. I think if you're going to make a mistake, be short left. It's really easy to throw something too powerful and go OB deep by throwing too straight. Holyn errors, AIR, gets it in the air out nicely. And she's going to land a little short as well. I'm actually surprised no one's closer so far.
Right.
I wouldn't call this an easy hole. I mean, it's 436, but it plays quite a bit shorter because of the downhill.
Definitely. It is aggressively downhill.
Sarah just on the edge of the wheat field.
No, this is safe. It's
Yeah.
luckily with spotters, you can find your disc.
Yeah, it looks worse off the tee, and then you get there, you're like, oh, it's fine.
Sarah's gonna pitch something up.
Definitely important to control your angle on the approach on this one. It can pick up and roll if you're not careful. It's easy to kind of blow by it too, like skip past it.
I mean, there's rock, kind of some exposed rock in some places you can see. Macie gives her a little bid. She's still in the circle. We'll come back her.
Holyn, super long look. That looked just like a layup for her par.
Sure did.
Or a really bad putt. I'm just kidding, it was a layup.
Kristin needs to break out the forehand. Oh,
Yeah, pin high.
do it.
Obstructed. That looked like a run.
Wow. I think Kristin is always trying to run it.
Yeah, I would agree. Macie with just that little tester range. That one looked much more confident.
Hole 7's only playing as our 9th most difficult today. 0.22 over average, so a few bogeys here and there.
Still quite a bit over, actually. Ooh, Sarah, right side, catches for her par.
Only 3 birdies on the day, though.
Wow.
A lot of pars.
Surprising, actually. Hopefully, the rumor is there's going to be sunshine tomorrow, so hopefully we see a few more birdies and a few more smiles.
A lot more smiles for
Yeah.
sure. Kristin cleans up her par.
That's our first par frame of the round. Kristin holding strong at 2 down. Holyn and Macie right behind Missy Gannon, shooting up a little bit.
Looks like Katrina Allen's moved up.
Yeah, Sarah's fallen off the pace just a bit, but scores are tight. Hole 8 is a really pretty uphill 315-foot hole, also a new hole. I like the kind of throw at the left side trees with a turnover and let it turn. I think it's really hard to get all the way into the circle because of the way it plays uphill and how tight it is off the tee. This is kind of a refreshing one where there's not really out of bounds other than the natural jail that is the trees. I love the forehand play as well, though it's hard to park it with this.
Definitely hard to park it, but it seems to be the most safe.
Yeah. Yep. If you
Fading
have that
away.
distance, yeah.
Right. On this lead card here, Macie's going to also throw a forehand. She's got the distance. Unfortunately, getting a little hung up, though. That one tree is kind of bends over the fairway there.
That's definitely the one to miss.
Do you play with a mini in your pocket?
If I have a side pocket, yes.
Okay.
But not all my pants have that. Holyn gonna be early left. Pretty terrible spot to try to scramble from over there. Why do you not play with a mini in your pocket?
I don't, and I just noticed that Holyn had it in her back pocket.
Okay. Yeah, back pocket weirds me out a little bit.
Phone. People play with their phone.
Oh, no. Sarah with a really nice forehand. I think kind of a conservative, just get your par play. That was a grace.
It gives her a wide open bid. It gives Sarah a wide open bid.
It's super smart. I think Sarah is demonstrating like a lot of mental strength and just sticking to her own game plan, playing within her skill level. And I mean, she's had a few struggles, but she's also had quite a few good shots and quite a few good putts. Holyn unable to get all the way out, leaves herself in circle 2 for her par.
Macie in a similar spot, but is able to get that forehand to pan a little more into that circle.
Sarah with a nice stress-free layup.
Ending out with the par.
Mm-hmm. Take it every time.
Ooh.
Kristin unable to convert on the birdie there. Macie with a bogey.
Sarah with her par. Like she drew it up.
Yep. This game can be nice and easy. Holyn with a bogey. Kristin tapping in the par. Whew. All right, 1 to go.
And after hole 8.
Hole 9 is a downhill par 3, 327 feet. A lot of ladies going to take this straight tunnel gap. There's also a big sidearm out to the left. You can see the OB is on the right side of all those trees. It's actually like a barbed wire fence. It's pretty deep in there. The deep OB behind the pin comes up fast. It's inside the circle, probably a little over 20 feet. I'd say I like the sidearm. That tight gap's just hard to hit. This is something I've never seen, and wow. Just wow.
Wow. Inside the circle.
Kristin Tattar goes, I would call it the backhand gap with a forehand. She threw a felon too. Wow. Just wow.
Sarah.
This is more the typical play, kind of a flippy little touchy backhand.
Just beautifully done, Sarah. Wow.
Sarah throwing her lucid escape. Let's see this replay. I feel like you do kind of have to flirt with these bushes on the little flexi shot to get there.
You gotta avoid that big tree.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of dangly limbs.
Yeah, they're kind of ominous. Macie, wow, all our lead card ladies looking good on this hole. All
On
right.
the rope.
That was a Royal Trust. All right, can we go 4 for 4 here inside the circle? No pressure.
A little high out of the hand. It looks...
It was a great line. She almost got away with it. Holyn still lands almost in circle 2, I think, and isn't too punished. Yeah, Holyn gonna just pitch up perfectly and take the par.
Macie's got a technically circle 2 bid. Able to step putt through it. She wanted that one.
Kristin for her birdie, straddling out from the bushes. A little bit lower straddle than we normally see. You can see those branches are right in her face.
It's that banner real close.
Sarah from her birdie, only about 15 feet away. Nice.
That's great too. A lot of OB to avoid there.
So Sarah +2 on the front, not too bad. Getting a birdie to hopefully get her round going. Do you think there's an easier 9, like the front or the back?
I think the back 9 is
Okay.
easier.
Okay.
Mhm.
I think there's more birdies, but I don't know if it's easier.
I guess that's
They're
scoreable.
Yeah, scoreable is a good word.
And for everyone. I think there's some shorter holes
Yeah.
that we can kind of get.
Kristin Tattar, the only one on our leaderboard we can see in the top 10 under par. Everyone else having some trouble out there. Oh wait, I was looking at the total score. A bunch of people under par. Moving on up, actually. Jennifer Allen, Missy Gannon, Katrina Allen, bunch of people, just like I said originally.
You see a little flame right there next to an A. Smith.
All right, 3 down. That must have felt pretty good out there.
It was a pretty good round today.
Oh, that's
yeah.
awesome. I'm not jealous at all. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for joining us. We got 9 more holes. Don't go anywhere. Yeah, that kind of wraps it up, huh?
Awesome. Catch us on the back 9.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Allie Smith.
Bye.
Bye.